Hi, I'm going to work. I had 2 sick days. Like yesterday, I wasn't working. I wasn't sick days, but days of not feeling well. And I'm going to work today. And I've just got a brand new sore throat. But I gotta go because we're crazy. So this is palette 3. This is, hi Joe. This is the second most popular palette due to its non-threateningness. It's a very neutral palette, just with some pinks this time. Just looking for the one I did the other day. Palette 1 is the one I did the other day, which is the most popular because it is all neutral colors. No pinks, no nothing. Just neutral. So that one's a good starter one. This one's a good starter one too, for people who like just a little subtle pink. And if you will note, I haven't even used this palette yet. So I'm going to share with you the principles of using a palette or a few colors. Okay, so there's simple principles to go by to pick your colors, where to put them. So I think I'll probably use 3 of these, using those, using the principles. So what you want to do is pick one color. It's going to be a light color, and I haven't really looked at this. So it looks like Determined is a very light color. So I am going to grab that, and I'm just going to use my blending brush because I don't like to go all accurate, perfect, cat eye. I like to have a little shadow on that looks nice, but I am definitely not an artist. Maybe a little bit of an artist, but not a makeup artist. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it towards the outer edge and in my crease and above my crease. Now I go above my crease a little bit because I have very small eyes, and if I am relaxed, like my face is relaxed, you will not see my shadow unless I put it above or I close my eyes, and I can't walk around with my eyes closed. Not at work anyways. At home I do it all the time, only not walking around, laying on my bed. So if you have palette 3, I'd like to know, because I've sold many of these because they're so popular, and I would like to know if you have it, because I forget who I've sold it to, and I can't believe I haven't even used mine yet. So I'm taking Determined and I'm just plopping it here and then dragging it in towards the center of my eye, but going above my crease. So this is your crease here, going above my crease and in my crease. Okay, so the bulk of it you want in your crease. I'm going a little dark. Well, that was not fair. I just got booted right out of Facebook. So c'est la vie. Here I am back again. So I can't remember what I was saying. I want to see the colors of this because I've not used this before. So this is palette 3. As I said, my name is Julie Spratt and I'm going to work. So I'm going to stick it, hi again. I'm going to take Determined, the lightest color. I'm going to put it towards the outer edge and I'm just dragging it in windshield wiper motion towards the center of my eye. I stick to the outside because, again, I have very small eyes and I want to make them look bigger. If I put a lot of makeup on my eyes, they will just look smaller. So out corner edge, in to my crease and above my crease so that you can see it with my eyes in a relaxed state. Okay, so this is a light color. That's the one you want to pick. Smitten is actually lighter, but it's a shimmer. So you don't necessarily want to use shimmer as your base. So this one, Tickled, is going to be my base. So just need to look in my mirror here, make sure I got them even. A little heavier on the other side. So when I do this up eye, my face kind of goes bright, but what can you do? What can you do? So, a tinge more, putting it in the outside corner, in the crease, and then just dragging it a little bit above and a little bit over. All right, so then I'm gonna I wanna go with a little bit of the pinks and purples in this. So I'm going to take another matte color. This one is Flippant, and I'm gonna add that. It is darker than Determined. That's the one I was using. It's darker than Determined. So I'm going to take a little bit on my brush and I'm going to put it even closer to my crease. because I want to darken up the crease a little bit with this like mauvey purpley color here. So I'm going to drag that in just like I did before, but staying closer to my actual crease. I really like this palette. I don't know why. Well, I guess the pressed shadows came out at the same time, and I love them too. So I'm just building a little darkness to the outside corner of my eye. Little darkness. But I really want to use this tickle too. So that's adding dark. I'm just going to clean my brush here a little bit. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a little bit of tickle too. Now this I'm putting also in the corner of my eye for the darkness and then dragging it in. But it's going to add a little bit of pinks. Hi Heather, this is the palette we're using, palette 3. It is a basic, one of the most popular ones for people starting off with makeup because everything's all put together. They're all very light colors. So I'm just taking tickled and putting it towards the edge of my eye, the outside edge of my eye. So what I'm doing is going darker and lighter because that's going to open up my eyes, make them appear brighter or bigger because I have very small eyes. But I'm just adding a little bit of the pinky and sticking more towards my crease and on my eyelid. So I wanted to get back to basics since we got the pressed shadows and I have so many of them. And some people might find it hard. I definitely found it hard to pick colors from a bunch of colors to decide what you're gonna do. So I thought I would go back to these where I started. I started with these palettes. Okay, so I used Determined all over the lid. Then I used a little bit of Flippant and a little bit of Tickled in the outside corner to add a little bit of color and depth to the outer edge of my eye. Now I'm gonna go in with my blending brush and just blend that all together. Now, if you're old like me, sometimes I just have to hold my skin still. Otherwise, I end up taking this skin and moving it over here and back and forth, and I'm not actually blending because that happens. So I'm just holding my skin steady and I'm blending the whole area. So see how less harsh it is? I've blended out all the lines. And I'm doing this specifically before I start the shimmer because blending shimmer puts shimmer everywhere. So I want to be able to put the shimmer where I want it and have it stay there. If I blend it out after, it's gonna go all over my eye. So I'm mostly matte, but I am going shimmer on my lid. And I've told you many times why I do this is to create a reflection on my lid because my lids are so small. If I add a little shimmer to the top of my lids, it reflects light and makes my lids actually look bigger. So I'm going to take Smitten. Smitten is this very neutrally silvery, well, not really silvery, more gray, but it is a shimmer. Let's see if I can get some on my hand. I don't have any primer on my hand, so okay. So that's that. So I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to put it on my lid. So sticking to the lid, because that's where I want the shimmer, that's where I want to make my eye look bigger, my eyelid look bigger, so it stands out more. You see the difference between the two? All of a sudden, I've created an eyelid where basically I have like a little sliver. So I'm pressing that onto my eyelid, and because I did all my blending before, I'm going to just use this brush to blend, but sticking to my eyelid. Like that. So just on my eyelid makes my eye look bigger, makes me look more awake, which is good because I didn't do before picture today because I'm a little under the weather and yeah, it was not good. So again, on this side, I'm going to suddenly create some reflection off my eyelid to make me look more awake and that I have bigger eyes. Looks like this side needs a little bit more. So pressing shimmers so they don't go everywhere. And then I'm just blending out the top edge just a little bit. So it's not, so it's a smooth transition. I need a touch more on that one. So there's some principles for you. If you missed the first part of this video, sorry, I got kicked out. Now I'm going to bring it down under my eye because you want to have, well, you don't have to, not everybody does, has a balance of the top lid and the bottom lid. And I think because I like this little tickled color, I'm going to take tickled just with my liner brush, and I'm going to bring this under my eye, and it's going to balance out my eye, the top and bottom. I need to blend that out because I went a little there. So it brings, it also increases the size of my eye because my eye is now bigger because I brought that down. So it does double duty for me, but it balances out your eye too. Looks like you've not just focused on your eyelid and above your eye, but you actually did a full eyeshadow. Just blend that out. And I'm also gonna take Smitten, the shimmer one that made my eyelid look bigger, and I'm gonna pop that right in the corner of my eye because that is going to also open up my eyes and make me awake. Light colors towards the center, darker colors towards the outer edge. I'm gonna also put a little bit above my brow. I'll just blend that in because that's gonna lift my face. If I put light on the top of my brow bone, makes me look like my eyebrows are lifted. And it gives me a more awake look. Okay, so now before I do my eyeshadow, which is what I would typically do next, I am going to use setting spray because I'm going to work and I want these colors to stay where I've put them. And if you use an eye primer, they will definitely do that. Now I won't see my bed for another 16 hours. So I'm gonna go in with a setting spray, and the setting spray is gonna seal everything in. Now, if you're using the waterproof Epic, you don't have to wait, but I am going to wait for this to dry before I put my, I'm gonna use brown today because it's a nice neutral look. I'm gonna use brown. So I wait for it to dry before I put that on because the brown is not waterproof. And then I've already chosen a lipstick. So this is Upscale. It's a nice neutral pink color. And because I'm sort of under the weather, my lips are actually a little dry. And this is very buttery soft and moisturizing. So I really love our Opulence for that. So just a nice neutral with a little shade of pink in it, but very much a nude color. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go. I gotta get ready to get in my car and go. I'm just gonna let this setting spray dry a little bit. Maybe get rid of a little bit of shine here. And this is just some pressed powder. And do my Epic, and I will see you later. And we'll do another palette, one that's all put together like this, because I haven't used them in a long time because I have all these other shadows that I love, which is great, but these are easy. These are all put together for you, and it's where I started. So principles, once you know the principles, you can pretty much translate them, and you can choose your colors. Pick a light color, dark color, a shimmer color, just based on the same principles. Okay, so I gotta go. Gotta put on my socks, get out the door. Thanks for joining me. If you have palette 3 again, drop it in the comments. I'd like to know so I can touch base with you and see how you're doing with it. All right, see ya. Bye. Thanks, I will, Joanne, I hope.